Hello,
Uh,
everyone. It is Saturday. It is another wonderful stream with Journeys and Djruthourhi. We are back with the team, and some exciting things happened last week. Um, make sure you follow us here on Twitch. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, subscribe there. And above all else, just sit back, have some fun, and listen to some crazy nut jobs play a very odd game of Dungeons and Dragons. um, Convention season is coming, so lots of cosplayers are busy in their dark basements putting together foam and PVC pipe and working on makeup tutorials for their favorite characters, so that's always fun. How do I know this? I have a 15-year-old daughter who's doing that just now as we speak.
Oh god,
I would like to speak up here. There are some cosplayers who are in fact in their lofts, and it's just as dingy.
And my basement is not dark; it is badly lit and mood lighting.
My daughter wants to be the I can't remember the character's name from Has Been, but the head cannibal.
Oh, Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie, that's it. She wants to be Rosie for the next convention, so
You know, I
Interesting.
wanted to be a cannibal when I
That's
grew
the
up,
other
too.
sound you need. Susan.
And me, I'm waiting 34 days because 34 days marks the second coming of Ghostbusters. That'll be here soon.
You are the biggest Ghostbuster nerds that we know.
Hey, I've already got 2 of the Slimer popcorn buckets thanks to Venus from Cinemark. So, yes.
Sweet. So lit up.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I got anything else. If anybody else has, if you keep an eye on our Twitch, you might see some of our players start streaming their own games. I have opened it up to them, and it's up to them if they want to do it or not. But you might see some friendly faces, not just my own, on the Twitch, here and there. So, yeah, we'll always make sure it's.
I like not showing my face.
Well, you don't have to show your face. You can always just play the game footage. It is either way, but it's always there.
I think for me, it's not so much a matter of showing the face, so much as no cam.
Yeah.
Look, I'll just get a camera and focus it on my fish Fred. And they can watch Fred.
That would be so cool. I love cat cams. I would love a fish cam too.
I am hoping to get a better camera so I can actually do a wide shot of my office and not just this, because this camera kind of makes everything in my background look a little bit too blurry to notice, but that's aside.
I mean, I love the
Anyway.
White Ranger helmet.
Do you have a setting set up on your camera where it blurs the background?
Nope, this is just a
Go,
little...
go, go.
Hey,
What?
Garganos.
Oh, hey, Gar.
Knock it off.
This is
Hey,
just
Gar.
a little Logitech webcam.
Aw.
Yeah, I need to get something a little bit more substantial. Then
Um,
maybe I can do like lives out in the world. I don't know. There
Okay.
a world outside this office?
I think Okami's internet is finally stable again. I make no promises. but
Oh,
I
you
think
weren't
I'm
here?
back. No, I just popped back in. I'm alive.
We're going to go play our theme while we get settled in and on to Roll20. And
Yay!
let's start to roll for our side of the story. See you guys in a minute. Here we are. We are back. Quick little recap. Quick little recap. After leaving the ship, well, having cleaned up the ship, all that gunpowder in the bottom, and returning back to base, our heroes spoke with the town, which was gathered at the stronghold still, and told them that they're trying to put together a crew. June stepped forward and, as any young child would, tried to volunteer herself. And we had a nice heart-touching moment to kind of close out June's story for the time being. Arethel took young June under her wing to go and train with some equipment that Mia left behind. As things were settling in and our heroes were planning for what was to come, there was a crack and a teleportation of a metal sphere, much like the one that had taken Jason and Mia out to the deserts to meet Amber back in the time before. Apparently, Terry had sent forth a messenger from Jessamine in the form of a Imperial Guard. Now, knowing that the capital city and the Imperial Guards themselves are actually on the lookout for the group, they were a bit untrusting until Mr. Travis explained that he had been sent directly by the captain of the guard, Jessamine Swain. There was some talking, a little bit of getting to know each other, a little distrusting here and there, but by the end, everyone had separated their ways to make preparations for their sailing adventure that was coming rather quickly. With roughly 2 months to reach the destination listed in the letters that they found on the ship, our group has their path cut out for them, and their tentative destination is the groves of the mossback druids, which hopefully will have some of the answers they need. So, with that said, I am going to start our ambience music, and we are going to let our players take us back in.
Seeing as our leader is looking vacant, shall we continue with the orders we were given not mere moments ago?
I think that sounds like an excellent idea.
Right, yes.
The making.
I was wondering, trying to remember what the heck we were told.
I remember what my job was. I was on stock duty
With Garganoth.
with Garganoth and someone else.
I believe Malagos was signing up crew members.
Recruitment.
Wanda
I know, I'm
and
recruitment.
Pops are on recruitment. Garganoth and Galloy are doing stock take. Myself and Travis, I believe, are looking at maps and schematics. And I think Cairo is looking at medical supplies.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
And basically yelling at Saren to be like, yo, I need this. Where's the diamonds you most definitely didn't steal?
Yes, exactly.
So with that said, I gave you all homework to kind of think of your things you wanted to go through on this. And I guess we should start off first with what is the name of our ship, everybody?
Light's Revenge, I believe.
If the votes haven't changed, the vote that we took between a few different options came out in favor of Light's Revenge.
All right, Light's Revenge. That's what we will call the ship. I will add it to our sailing handout. Light's Revenge. So
Hey.
far,
I'm amused. I just need the audience to know that someone did make a joke and calling it In Deep Ship in honor of
I
Caleb.
want that.
I mean, now's the time. Forever or hold your peace.
Was that
I
something
mean-
we actually could choose from?
Only one. I don't know.
See, I think we should
Honestly-
name a room where all the gunpowder is called In Deep Ship. Should be where all of the gunpowder is, because let's be honest, if we're going into that room, we're in deep ship.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Navi.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense for it to be the actual name of the ship if we're trying to be a vague approximation of a respectable heroic vessel. If this was like Dad's fishing boat, 100% all the way. Please, for the love of all,
Oh, yeah.
we're name it In Deep
Wait,
Ship.
wait, if there's like
The
little,
heroic vessel,
A little dinghy on the boat.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a dinghy that's like in the really bad. Like somebody wrote it with their offhand, or Amber wrote it with her left hand, or something. She's got.
is that what we can name the little rowboats attached to the big boat? The In Deep
Yeah.
Ship 1, the In Deep Ship 2, the In Deep Ship 3.
In
No.
deep ship, in deeper ship, in deepest
In
ship.
deepest ship.
Well,
I'm so
indeed,
glad
this
we
ship
share
clearly
brains.
has to be a crudely made submarine.
Do we in your world? Do we have the technology of little bobbleheads?
I mean, that's something that could be designed, I'm sure.
Okay.
There are
I
springs.
mean, all you really need is springs and a mold for
You don't even
whatever,
need a mold.
or someone who is, who is really good at whittling.
Yeah,
You
I
can
wooden.
got
carve
back.
such a thing, and it will be glorious.
I know.
I can make the mechanism.
on that project.
Okay, so, little upkeep here. So we have Mia as our captain. Malagos is the first mate. Galloy and Garganoth are doing the bosun, or the boatswain, whichever they prefer. Pox is our quartermaster. He's responsible for plotting the course, because he's a fish elf, or a sea elf. Kyrie is the surgeon, of course. I'm sure Amber could lend a hand.
But only
A single one.
One.
And Miss Petunia as the cook. Did we decide if we're uprooting Miss Petunia and from the stronghold, or are we putting someone else as the cook?
it
I
is my
thought we were-
understanding that that may be a terrifying prospect.
I thought it was going to be the
I
younger
mean-
one. The nephew or the son had stepped up, I thought.
Oh, I don't remember
I
ever
mean-
role playing as the boy.
I mean, we volunteered him without talking to him.
Yeah,
We
it
suggested
was
him as a
discussed.
possibility.
We talked about it, but never actually talked to him about it because we didn't want to take Miss Petunia away because she's already established here, and then it was like, oh, we'll go.
I'll
to
talk to
then-
Miss Petunia and her son.
I mean,
oh boy.
if it is necessary, I do have proficiency in cooking.
Last resort.
That's just
Last resort. Okay.
Well, just in case we can't get them, like, then yes, it's
Fair enough.
absolutely going to be you.
So,
Fair enough.
something to warn my players about. While on the boat, it is its own little ecosystem. And every day, each of you who has a job will have a job to do, which will probably require on rolls and things like that, rolls and proficiencies. So, what you perform and how you perform on the ship will determine things like how healthy the ship stays, the speed the ship is going, whether you get lost or not, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this isn't just I'm gonna put my name down because it sounds good. This is I'm gonna put my name down because I'm gonna be doing stuff.
Yes.
If the coast is on our right-hand side, we're going in the wrong direction.
That's correct. So, we'll also go over like combat with the ships and stuff like that at a later date before it comes pertinent. But so we're gonna do a couple things. We're going to assume that once Mia pretty much said break, everybody went off and did their tasks. And so we're going to skip through a couple hours and we're just going to go down the list and see what everybody came up with. So, Malagos and Pox first.
Hi.
I got to give Amber control of Hawks'
Yeah.
thing.
Fuck, that's me tonight. Oh shit.
Yep, you should have reminded
Oh, I'm
me.
supposed to remind you that you are obligated to give one great Ixon, whatever.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't have to be good.
I have to give one. I have to give at least one praise to the mighty Ixon. Yes, I was informed of that as well. I'll find a place to stuff it.
Should I
Amber.
smack him?
All right, cool.
No. It wouldn't be Hawks without it.
I know, but I just wanted to hit his reaction, to be honest.
That's for sure something that we're going to need to clip. I think we just are obligated to. There has to be at least one clip whenever I say it. We have to have that specifically, so somebody can talk about Hawks having an identity crisis.
Hasn't
So-
Hawks already had one?
Probably. Malagos
More
and
than likely.
Hawks. What
Yeah.
was your task? Who is your
We
daddy?
had-
And what does he do? Sorry.
No, go. Our task was to get people for recruitment, to recruit people for the ship.
Okay. So, this size of ship needs roughly 15 to 20 people to crew it effectively. So, Malagos, give me your best pitch for the young upcoming sailor that has come to your little table and says, "Tell me about your boat. I want to sign up."
I don't know why I signed up anything. I was out of character.
I mean, that's a good way to start.
Well, we haven't sailed yet. However, it will be dangerous. We're going into dark territory. We are sailing all the way down the coast. I always break this. Where the fuck are we going? I need to take notes every station again.
You're going to the area around Arum Alba, which would be
You said Arma album. Alba.
Arum Alba, I believe is the.
No, we were
No,
going
no,
here
that's the
from
wrong way. Yeah, Flumen.
Arum Alba's in the
Oh,
north.
from
Flumen.
Flumen. So
I should not.
it's going to be a long journey. I think we said we think it's going to take like. Fuck. How long did we say this might take us?
4 to 6 weeks.
I think we
Thank
said
you.
about 5 weeks.
About a month and a half journey. It's going to be all the way from a port here to From's Flumen. We've had some run-ins basically at the port here where they're called Starspawn. They kind of want to end the world. We're trying to stop them, so we have to go chase them. Please, this is going to be very dangerous. If you know how to fight, you know how to cook, you know how to sail a ship, we'd be eternally grateful.
Okay.
Or even if you're just really good at keeping, if you're good with weapons, like if you can make weapons, keep weapons up, upkeep, honestly, anything. Just
And
think about it.
Hawks, having heard that pitch, what would you like to add?
It's going to be a great opportunity to sightsee and travel, and you're going to make some great friendships along the way as we get a bunch of people together, and we all get to spend a lot of time together. And hail the mighty Ixon!
Please ignore him when he says that, and he's gonna just bop Hawks upside the head.
Just kind of.
We're not forcing anyone into a religion. They can follow whatever religion they like. Except about Tiamat. Don't follow Tiamat, please. No.
Oh, so I can't talk about the mighty Ixen and potentially encourage this person, but you can talk about how bad Tiamat is. That doesn't feel fair.
All I said was don't force people into a religion.
I wasn't. I'm just providing this person with some incentives to join our crew, our great crew for all the adventures we have.
Persuasion check from both of you.
Oh God. Oh, come on, dice. Please like me today.
A
Whoops.
13 and a 19. So, between the two of you, having signed up your people, this will give you a non-playable character crew of 13
Oh, okay.
out of the
We
20.
need. Isn't it a minimum of 15 for effective crewing?
But keep in mind, we have players.
That's not counting us.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
so we would only need 2 player characters to bring that up to the crew minimum, which means that we are over the crew needs, which means we have enough people.
Plus, it's a good thing that if we get ourselves that cook we were talking about, that my character would be fairly handy with ropes and knots.
I thought of a job Saren could potentially do. She can sit in the crow's nest and keep a lookout.
Sarah would be fantastic at that.
Because she's got
And then
good eyes.
trade off with
Galloy at nighttime.
trade off with Galloy so you're not like exhausting yourselves.
120 feet of dark vision, and I can also see for 2 miles.
Damn!
Says dude.
Okay. So that's 13 NPCs crewing the ship.
Yep.
Who was paired with... What was Amber's job?
Bookkeeping, I think.
Good job.
You can get a job? Alright, we'll come back to you. Kyrie, were you paired with someone or were you on your own?
I think I mentioned like grabbing Malagos if I need, but mostly just on my own.
Okay.
You were working in association with us, but you were mainly working on your own because your expertise is rather singular.
Take somebody who doesn't have a job. As Kyrie goes off to find medical supplies, she grabs...
Amber.
Man, called out.
Right? Like, jeez.
So, Kyrie and Amber. The stronghold itself is pretty well stocked. Many of the healing first aid supplies have been being used to help with the with the injured townsfolk, but there are still some remaining. However, you have the option of taking all that is there, taking part of it, or doing your best to take the ingredients that you guys have in storage and making more. Kyrie, what is your choices?
Can I take some plus ingredients?
You can definitely take some plus ingredients. Are you going to try to use the ingredients here, or are you going to store the ingredients on the ship?
On the ship.
Okay. So, there would be no rolls at this time with that choice. However, with the amount of supplies left over in the stronghold, if you take half of them, you will only have enough healing supplies that'll probably last about 3 weeks.
Can I task someone to get more?
Kind
Town
of on a
is
time frame, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take supplies to make more, that's always a possibility. Of course, how skilled the people are at making them determines how far those supplies go.
Yeah.
Maligo also has glass blower kits that She could make potion bottles if she had the supplies.
Let's take a fourth of what we have pre-made and whatever we have to make supplies with us.
Okay, a fourth of what you have pre-made is probably enough for like about
A week and a half, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
about 11 to 12 days, or if there's like a big battle and a lot of people get hurt, it'll be less. But with
Yeah.
general use, 11 to 12 days. Now, just because that's what you have on the boat, that doesn't mean that if we run out, we're screwed. There's always a chance of finding a place where you could supply,
Yep.
resupply, and all that. So,
Yep, that's why I'm wanting to take less already made so that there's still some at the stronghold. I don't want people who are left behind to be shit out of luck.
okay.
Kyrie,
Yes.
Saren would have told you that she's got diamond dust in the safe.
That will definitely be coming with. I don't know if there's even anybody left who can use it there at the stronghold, so.
Saren would be happy to take it out of the safe if you're too busy, though. But up to you.
We'll let Dumey decide if either of us have to do that, because
Oh, that kind of stuff you'd probably have to carry with you, yes.
Oh, hey, don't we have like dragon scales and all that in there that we could probably sell somewhere for cash if we need to?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
If
just saying
you
I
wanna
don't think
try
we need to
and-
role play it out, is all I'm
No,
saying.
no. If you want to try and move all that stuff to the ship to sell and trade at some point, I mean, that's actually a good way to think ahead, honestly. Having something
It
to
can
trade is
also be
better than
used-
having to trade away food.
it can
We're
also
not trading
be
away food, are you
make
crazy?
powerful weapons and armor if we find someone with enough skill to do so.
Also true.
We could do that. Like, we have like 22 pounds of dragon scales, 60 pounds of dragon claws, 32 pounds of dragon teeth, and 14 cubic feet of wing membrane, and those cost 3 pounds each. And then we have the 4. We need to take the bridles. The bridles we can definitely sell.
The wing membrane could be extremely useful for repairing our sails so they never rip again.
Yeah, could be. We're taking all this onto the ship. If I was just that way, can I carry it? Because Malagos would try.
Okay. Well, if you decide to take all that stuff on the ship, that is something you will have to tell your quartermaster. And your quartermaster will have to keep track of. Galloy and Garganoth. So, Kyrie and Amber have the medical supplies. What are you guys going to be stocking?
We have a little bit of a list here right now. We want at least 2 months worth of dry rations, 2 months of fresh water for 20 people. We want to take stock of what the ship has in terms of weapons and munitions. We need to stock up on repair supplies, things that can patch the sail, also supplies for repairing the ship itself, like planks and logs. And we need to check out what the crew quarters look like, make sure they're suitable for the crew that are coming in, and possibly think about bringing in some livestock like chickens, and also potatoes and bacon.
And chicken and beer and rum.
Bacon.
Oh, and beer and rum and wine.
If I might add a little fun tidbit that kind of cycles back to Adventures Anonymous. For those wondering, a handful of bacon is approximately 1 pound.
So, for sailing per day, you need about 20 gallons of water per person per day.
Holy sh!
Or one person with a water purify spell.
Or one person with create destroy water.
That's a pretty good idea there, Garganoth. That's, yeah.
Oh,
You're-
hey, look, I can purify food and wine.
I can create
So-
and destroy water.
Oh, there we go. Oh, shit, so can I.
So
that's-
that's
I think
a fair bit of water that we can afford not to have.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they
we
can
yeah
purify
we
food and
could
drink.
still have a stock of water in case we do have a situation where we don't have spell slots left for whatever reason. Harpies.
Obviously. Yeah.
Okay, so how many gallons of water, knowing that it takes 20 gallons per person per day, are you and Garganoth hoping to acquire and stock on the ship?
We should have 5 days worth. Does that sound good to you, Garganoth?
5 days of what?
Of water.
5 days of water.
Sure.
So,
Which
20
as 20 times 23 times times 5. So
Maybe we'll keep that as our emergency reserve.
yeah,
so
that is
here's
our
the thing.
emergency reserve.
If we have, so far I know it's. Well, no, we
that's-
haven't all gotten together for this.
It's 2,300 gallons.
Damn.
divide that in half because you can fit about 40 to 50 gallons of water in a barrel. So,
That is 1,150 gallons.
I would also like to request 3 more things.
okay, let's deal with the
some-
water. Let's deal with the water
Okay.
first, Gar. One sec. All right,
Okay.
so that's 1,000 barrels of water.
That doesn't seem right. Ships would have gone across the Atlantic having only water from home, and they wouldn't have had 1,000 barrels.
I get. Here's a better question. Hold on. How many gallons of water does a barrel hold?
Usually between 40 and 50 gallons.
All right. So say that they each hold 50 gallons, and we have what? The whole crew, including the NPC, is what?
It's
Let's see, we
23
got 30.
people.
Is it 23?
So it's
You know what? It's
20
1,
gallon.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So you need 20 gallons per person, 460 gallons for one day. And this is going to take, what, 5 weeks?
But
But
how
we
many?
have spells that take care of the people.
Not necessarily. So create food and water is only 30 gallons of water.
Yeah, but create or destroy water is a whole lot more.
How much is create and destroy water?
I believe it's create / destroy. Create 10
just
gallons
want
of clean water.
Hold on. That's
It is
at,
only a level 1 spell though.
okay. So at higher levels, you can create just 10 additional gallons. So,
So wait,
Great.
how many galloys of water does a barrel hold?
up to 50.
Only 1 galloy worth of water.
Okay.
Mm.
So for the whole crew for one day,
Oh, we
say
can
all the
ignore
barrels
me.
held 50. I know, hold on. Oh, we can ignore you, so it's only 22 people times 20. 440 divided by, say, 50. That's 9 barrels of water for one day. If we round up. And then if we're gone for 5 weeks, that's 35 days. We need
So that's-
315 barrels of water.
Since we're not gonna I'm not gonna nickel and dime you on the supplies. I'm just trying to get an idea how much weight we're putting on the ship. So let's just say
320 barrels.
I was gonna say, let's say like 100 barrels of water.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can probably stop somewhere and stock up.
And also
100.
on a quiet day, we can have our cleric go, yes, I can spend all of my level 1 spell slots filling up a barrel.
So,
Yeah, mine's a level 3 spell slot.
Gar, you had something else to add?
Yes, I would like to request 1 hard plastic donut for safety and rescue reasons. some
Well,
very strong rope, and a nice sizable amount of feather tokens just in case.
The feather tokens are going to be hard to find. Plastic, I don't think exists in this world unless Terry accidentally made it by now.
Okay.
Rope, yes. All the rope you need.
We can achieve the same thing as what you're describing with a pig's bladder.
Now you mentioned you mentioned some livestock. According to my rules here, the livestock is probably not going to be able to be found as the. I mean, you could spend time hunting down the livestock, but they've kind of all ran from the area with all the commotion. So, I mean, if you want to use some of your time hunting down the livestock, that's up to you. You also have to use some of your time searching the town for barrels that can be used, because I'm sure you guys don't have 100 barrels sitting around the stronghold.
Probably not.
So, it's your choice what you want to spend your time with.
You know, my dear dwarf, I think that we may have an issue of not having enough supplies for us to supply with. We may need to stop at the nearest harbor that actually has not been ransacked by evil.
Yes, we need to make sure that there's a suitable amount of potatoes and eggs. Oh fuck, we need chickens from somewhere. Oh no, what are we gonna do if we don't have breakfast? What are we gonna eat? Garganoth starts sweating.
I think I found one. I'm going to reach into a bush and pull out a small child.
What? Whose child is that?
I do not know. They can be.
Galloy,
livestock.
put the child down.
Put the child down.
Do you guys want to
Garganoth.
go chicken hunting?
Yeah, let's go chicken hunting if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I think we probably only need a few, enough to lay some eggs and do some mating on the ship or something.
Okay. So, what is your plan to hunt the chickens?
Well, we want to capture them alive, so probably. Would I?
Galloy, I have an idea.
What is it?
If we find a few, Garganoth leans in to whisper. Nobody knows why he's whispering, but he's just whispering to Galloy's ear. All right, so what we can do is when we find some chickens, or some hens, or whatever, I can scare them and lead them towards you, and then you could be waiting somewhere ready to collect them somehow or something.
Yes, this may work. Only one problem. The beasts of the forest avoid me like the plague.
Okay, what if we put some leaves around you, we get you nice and camouflaged, and...
Yes, I think this may work.
Tie some
This
shrubs
reminds
to
me
your
of-
different joints.
I think I saw some suitable shrubs back on the path.
Excellent.
We will need to track them. Do you have any idea of how to do that?
Well, I'm fairly decent at handling animals, but tracking them down, I think that's another story. But back in my survival days, I knew how to find some livestock here and there, so maybe there's a chance, he says as he's scratching his beard.
I will not be much of assistance with tracking animals. I'm much better at making things run away from me.
Oh, come on, Galloway. You don't know until you try. It's actually quite fun. Chasing chickens used to be kind of a little game back in the day with my friends and I when we were little youngins.
Okay, so... Your people, you are a dwarf. My people were dwarves as well. We must talk about this later.
Garganoth looks Galloway from head to toe, wanting to be sympathetic. Oh, okay, you look a little different from the dwarves from my area, but okay, all right. What kind of dwarf
was
things do you like to do
created
there,
to protect
Galloy? Oh. Well, do you happen to remember the name of your creator?
Do I have the name of my creator?
I don't believe you do.
I have the name of the clan that created me.
Mm-hmm.
And which one might that be?
I'm just you just hear a kind of grinding sound, and then a voice slightly different from Galloy says 404.
Followed by the dial-up sound.
Insert dial-up sound here.
Garganoth thinks for a minute. I don't think I've heard of the 404 clan before. What parts are they from?
They were from the north of my people's city of Djruthourhi. They worked in the forges. They worked in the soul forges. They made many of my kind.
Would Garganoth recognize that the soul forges and the northern parts of the Dwarflands?
Give me a history check.
Okay. History. Garganoth is rubbing his temples as he tries to recall.
18. These are things you've heard of, but only in like obscure history class memories of when you were a young dwarf, when they were talking about like the far off ancestors and the lost arts that they had performed back in those days, of the marvels that they had created in the time before the in the Titanot age, which was the time before the dragons. But it's been a very, very long time since any of that was current.
You hear another sound coming from Galloy, like the grinding of gears, and then a chime that says information available. The Stone Crown clan.
Stone Crown clan. Would Garganoth know them?
Again, it's a clan that was popular, or not popular, but prominent back in those times. But when the Titanot age ended, there was the clan itself is thought to be completely extinct.
Garganoth looks a little sad and says, I've heard stories. My half-brother Orin would probably know a lot more since he deals with more of the reading variety and history of things, but as a matter of fact, I don't know what's happened to him these days. I hope he's okay. But anyway, well, that's pretty interesting. We take knowing who our creators are for granted. I mean, I do come from a royal lineage or ancestry, but I can't say that well, no, they wouldn't be around anymore, actually. It's been quite a while since they've been rumored to be, well, all but gone, I suppose.
Much of my civilization fell in its final days. I don't know what happened to it. I fell too.
Well, that's okay. We've got lots of time, and Garganoth suddenly looks a little fearful. On the boat and sailing and stuff, we'll teach you some dwarven things, and it'll be a grand old time. Maybe some things will come back, and who knows what adventure will await us.
I would appreciate that, Master Dwarf. And I will attempt to give you the knowledge of your forefolk.
Oh, anything's appreciated. I do love a good story, and I could use all the distractions anybody has for what awaits us with the water and sun, and oh god, so much sun.
So we were probably hiking into the woods to to start looking for the livestock. Do you need some rolls there, Dumey?
Yeah, I was just waiting for you guys to finish your little conversation. Who's gonna be the tracker? Or are you both going to do that?
I'm going to try to teach Galloway everything I know about
Okay.
tracking.
So, give me a survival check, Garganoth. Not bad. Not bad. Galloy, give me a general intelligence check.
In general intelligence.
Yes.
I have not heard of this general. Is he from another army?
Alright, with a 12, give me your survival check.
Oh dear.
14, not bad.
I
Okay.
can't say I've heard of general survival, but all I do know is general safety outranks everybody else, whatever that means.
Not
Mhm.
me. Ever since the other generals fell, I have been Grand Marshal.
Better than being
Alright,
court-martialed.
So, Garganoth teaching Galloy how to track things. It's a little difficult at first, but with the patience and gentle demeanor that Garganoth has, eventually the two are working together to find chicken tracks. Now, having found some of the lost flocks of chickens from the town, Garganoth, let's try some animal handling.
Okay.
Okay. And with Garganoth trying to herd the chickens in the direction of Galloy, and Galloy being the one to try and capture them, Galloy, give me a acrobatics check.
Can it be athletics?
Sure. 13 and 9. Okay.
Just imagining Galloway chasing them with an open barrel.
So as Gallo is chasing, like trying to herd into like the open, I like the idea of an open barrel. He's making a mechanical clucking sound. Cluck, cluck, cluck.
All right. So,
you do a performance to see how well we do.
yeah, give me a performance check.
Ooh, I like performance.
So, even though Garganoth's animal handling wasn't very well done,
Hey.
it's a 9. Galloy unusually seems to attract with his performance one of the chickens. And upon getting the chicken in the barrel, you all check your catch, and you have caught one rooster.
Nicely done, Galloway. We're almost there. I kind of...
Cock-a-doodle do.
It's a work in progress, but we're off to a good start. I lost my footing there. I apologize for that.
The rooster seems amorous and interested in Galloy.
Oh.
Oh dear.
So, okay, so that's one rooster. So we're gonna give you another chance. So, Garganoth, give me your animal handling.
Wait, I have an idea, Garganoth.
Okay.
I can stand here and scare them towards you.
Okay, and then I guess I'll... Okay, you hold the rooster, or maybe lay it at your feet since it seems to have taken a liking to you, and then I'll take the barrel, you scare them towards me, and I'll try to catch as many as I can. How does that sound?
I gently put the rooster in my satchel and close it with
Okay.
and I think better of it. Pick up some seeds from the ground and throw them in and close it again.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to stand there and I'm gonna let the fell energy wash out of me and just stand there menacingly.
Okay, hold on, not yet. Hold on, let me get into position. I'm almost there, Galloway.
All right, so a 15 intimidation. That's fine. But you still need to give me an animal handling because in order to intimidate a chicken in the proper direction, you must also know which way the chicken is most likely to go. So, I was
The
going to.
chicken dies.
So the intimidation
Chicken has a heart
earns,
attack.
the intimidation earns you a +2 to the animal handling, so you have a 7. All right.
Oh,
Garganoth, you have your choice of dexterity or athletics or acrobatics to catch the chicken as it runs.
Okay. I will try to use my athleticism. Do I know which direction they're running in?
Towards you.
Because at this point, okay, all right. Garganoth is just like thinking in his head, okay, you've got this. You're trying to teach Galloway. You can't let him down. It'd be really embarrassing. You've got one job.
Hey!
All right, so as you capture, you end up with 3. Garganoth.
Nice.
Another
Garganoth.
rooster and 2 chickens.
Garganoth jogs back over. Garganoth jogs back over to Galloway. Oh, well done, Galloway. I think this is. Oh, I think this is all we need. Nicely done.
As you get close, you would feel like this cold, dark aura.
Okay, what would Garganoth need to roll to see how intimidated by Galloway he is?
It would usually be a wisdom save.
Okay, and I'll say disadvantage because he was not expecting Galloway to be
Okay.
intimidating, if that's okay.
That's fine with me.
The angry toaster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You find yourself compelled when you get there to run the opposite direction.
Okay, Garganoth runs back over. He's looking down because he's a little bit out of breath. He's making his way over. Oh, Galloway, we've got them. As he looks up, he almost falls backwards and almost drops the barrel. Says, "Ah!" He turns around, starts running back the other direction.
Wolf.
Actually,
great.
roll me a d6.
We might have to catch some chickens again.
5.
Hey! What? Aw.
Okay. Yeah, Garganoth, as you get the fright, you do lose one of the hens. So you currently have 2 roosters and 1 hen.
Can I attempt to catch it as it runs away?
With a dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
Nice.
All right.
I don't know
you
why I
still
have the +3.
You still have 2 hens and 2 roosters, and Garganoth runs off into the forest towards the stronghold.
Galloway, run!
I just put the other. I just hold the rooster, or I hold the hen and make sure the rooster's okay, and I follow at a brisk but normal pace.
Okay. And just for the hell of it, both of you give me a persuasion check real quick.
Persuasion.
7 and 21. Okay. So while you guys were
advantage because I'm cool.
no, while you guys were hunting, you did enlist a few of the villagers to help gather some barrels and things like that, and help to gather up supplies and load up wagons and things. So that's what that was for. So when you return home, you end up having the water you need, a modest amount of repair supplies, and the 2 hens and 2 roosters as night is beginning to fall for you guys. Is there anything you guys need to do?
So we've managed to gather up pretty much all the supplies that we want. I will say, Garganoth, son of Danielle, I apologize. Most people do not see my aura.
That was you?
Yes.
Well, Garganoth seems his cheeks go red a little from embarrassment. Well, I'm glad you're on our side, Galloway. I was not expecting that. That really caught me by surprise.
My queen will protect you when we enter the Fell.
Oh, okay. Your queen?
Yes.
Garganoth raises an eyebrow. Does there happen to be a king in the picture?
No.
Garganoth seems to ponder for a bit and says nothing.
She is the queen of memories. She is the queen who helps the dead. Many do not know her motivations. I have glimpsed only a little.
Well, I look forward to meeting her someday.
I believe she'll like you.
Thank you,
Okay. And stepping away from that pair, what was Saren and Travis doing?
Map working out a route to give to Hawks.
Okay, so you two together, as you go into the stronghold, Saren having not stayed very much at the stronghold, Mia would have guided you to the small library where they keep their charts and maps and things like that. And so the two of you would be sitting down and going over maps and things. Now, Travis, my friend, you have special knowledge to give here because Jessamine had provided you with some of the current movements of Imperial ships in the waters ahead. So, between the two of you, sitting down with charts and maps, you gotta decide what kind of course you want to plot. Do you want to chart the fastest course, the safest course, or something else?
The first thing I would point out to Travis and say, we can't stop there. If we stop there, I can't get off the boat. There's a smuggler's route there, so we probably don't want to go that way. Just point out all the dodgy places we want to avoid, basically.
Meanwhile, I'm looking at all the routes and saying, okay, where has news of the bounty on Light's Gambit most likely spread? Probably port, maybe this port. I'm sure the people in this port don't particularly care.
Which port's that is he talking about?
I honestly have no idea at this point.
Let me pull up a world map on the stream.
Is Water's Breath
How do I go
as
to
shifty as a stillable?
Yes.
Water's Breath. A stillbore is kind of akin to this world's Water's Deep.
Yeah. We cannot stop in a stillable.
Thank you.
That is just a no-go. We cannot stop in a stillable.
You would know that there is most definitely a group of Imperial ships in Arum Alba, which is the Elvish city where Terry is, because that's where you just came from.
From Alba, okay.
That's in the northwestern corner.
What would I know about any other of the ports?
Spirit's Port is kind of a free port. Usually the Imperials stay out of there. Clinholm has a small Imperial presence. as does Water's Breath. And Franz Flumen is completely a free port.
Sarah's not getting off the boat at Franz Flumen.
Oh boy, that's. I have questions for that, but that can wait till later.
Ask me all the questions you want later. I may not answer all of them.
Fair enough. So, Spirit Port is free.
I think that if we stop, we take a wide berth around Aurum Alba, stop in Spirit's Port, and just avoid the whole Estilabor Water's Breath Cove.
Now, there's also very little Imperial presence, Travis, in Nehoth and Thoppen.
Where is
Nehoth is the very northern tip. You guys are at Valley Rest.
There's no purpose to us stopping there. It's too close.
Would they have extra supplies that we might need if we do stop there?
Potentially, but
We'll
We
see
probably
how
yeah.
see how Galloway and Garganoth do with gathering supplies, and we'll have it as a tentative maybe.
So, Dumey, which of these ports would Sarah know it would be a terrible idea for her to stop in, based on the knowledge of the crimes and like smuggling rings she knew about from her 2-year break?
Give me your history check. 17. Well, of course, the Stillabor has presence from all of the crime families. It's a very large city, and
We're not
there
stopping
are
there.
a lot of presence. Franz Flumen has its own things to worry about. Let me pull up my notes real quick.
Franz Flumen has a lot of smuggling rings. It doesn't really have links to the crime family, which is why Franz Flumen is so chaotic and disorganized.
Fair enough.
We could probably stop at Franz Flumen, but potentially people are going to try to get onto the boat and steal stuff.
Franz Flumen's kind of a pirate port. Think Tortuga from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Look, if
Okay,
we
fair
had to
enough.
stop there for supplies, I could get us some supplies. However, the downside is because of the lawlessness, there's no organization. So
It was a little less lawless before we weren't able to stop it from being burnt to the ground.
and they don't particularly like lights, Gambit, and some of the people that work on the ports don't particularly like me.
Travis, give me a history check. 9.
I'm not questioning your security, Garganoth.
So, Travis, there's something that you remember talking about the captain with, about Franz Flumen, something in the back of your mind, but you just don't remember what it was.
Is there any check I can roll to see if I can't recall just that one specific bit of knowledge, or is this history check it?
That's kind of it. It's kind of it. I mean, you might try later to remember it, but right now, with everything that's going on, and maybe your brain's a little fuzzy after Terry's little stunt, but yeah, at the moment,
There's something about Franz. Something.
There's a lot of things about Franz Flumen.
It'll
do
come to me
remember-
later, I'm sure of it.
you do remember that Franz Flumen does have a daily break in the middle of the workday where people take naps
Not helpful, but okay.
and drink wine.
I mean, that could be helpful. It's a really good time to rob someone while the whole town's napping. That was a thought I
Wait,
should have said in my head.
Yeah, no, if you had actually said that, Travis would just kind of turn his head and go,
Okay, no, Saren made an offhanded out loud comment being like, I mean, it's a good time to like rob from like townships when people are all napping, and then she's like, fuck, I said that out loud. Shit.
yeah, no, at that point, Travis just kind of turns his head, goes back to the map and goes, I'm not on official guard duty. I am not on official guard duty. I am not on official
You have
guard
no
duty.
proof I've ever stolen anything. You got no proof. It was simply a thought. If we were desperate and needed to nab something, it's the perfect opportunity.
I mean, hey, as long as people aren't getting hurt, I'm willing to go easy on Thief.
I don't hurt people intentionally.
There we go. Already off to a good start.
Okay. So, see here, between the two of you, as you start to work on setting and plotting this course with the maps and the charts, I need first from both of you the history checks. This is for remembering information about the different ports along the way.
Now I get a 17.
17 and 16. Okay. I then need rolls for survival. And sadly, Saren, this will be disadvantage for you because you're not the sailing type.
I've also spent most of my time in the capital.
Nope, so it's disadvantage
that
for
be
you
dis-
as well.
What did you
Okay,
say
how do I
anything?
roll at disadvantage?
You just take the lowest number.
The
Yeah.
capital has a port. It's a river
Yeah.
port, but still a port.
Buddy.
So
It
7 and
didn't
10.
matter.
Yep, didn't matter.
That's okay.
So-
Let's all check our maps.
And lastly, I need from you nature checks.
Can do those.
Boy,
Is that from all of us or just them?
Just those two.
Oh,
3 and 8. Okay. All right. The two of you together have put together your best try at a
estimation.
Yeah, your best estimation at probable charts and a course to take, as well as the stops along the way. Now, of course, this can be changed later. Changes, of course, will possibly increase or decrease the time that you will be sailing. But with your current knowledge, you believe that it will take roughly 26 days to make it to the Grove of the Mossbacks.
Oh, roughly a little less than a month.
Yep.
How far would it be, Jimmy, from the moss to the Slender Vaults?
Well, that would put you on foot. Unless you tried to go closer into the bay, closer to Franz Flumen.
Or closer over to here, near the blue and white lighthouse.
that's another 4 days of travel on the sea at least.
Yeah, but it might be faster than walking. Especially from Kiliad.
Well, that's something you guys
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
yeah, that's something you guys have to decide once you get down there. If your ship makes it that far. You don't know. Some stuff could happen.
Oh boy.
We are not stopping at a stillable. That is my only condition. Or Parnast.
You're not
We
gonna
can
stop with Parnas.
We can crash anywhere else.
You want to go through the sand marshes to go to Parnast?
I don't care. I don't trust you when it comes to the weather or other boat-related shenaniganery. As long as we don't crash near those two places, we're fine.
Yeah, I don't see any real reason why we would go to
Good,
either one.
good, 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 good. Well, that's everything. When there's anything else.
I guess I better brush up on. Actually, would Travis know about anything like sirens and harpies or anything along those regions?
You spent most of your time in the capital, and you weren't really part of the navy. You were more terrestrial troops. I mean, I'd give you a history check with disadvantage. Maybe you did some personal reading.
I mean,
You can either do a
sirens
history
at
check
least
with
would be of
disadvantage or a nature check with disadvantage.
doesn't matter either way because I am terrible with both.
Okay. Well,
We'll go with history because
Maybe you can charm the map into being helpful.
6.
Oh.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
ignore that. Sorry.
When it comes to sea life, you don't remember much, but you do think to yourself, it's probably a good idea that you guys have a sea elf that's going to be on the ship.
probably. I probably also know vaguely about, songs and the like about, what sirens can do, and probably keeping in mind, my counter charm.
Mhm.
I need to brush up on my sea fanties.
So,
uh,
go ahead, sorry.
Sorry. So the comment about stealing things, right? Look, I haven't really stolen things in a couple of months. It's been a while since I've actually done proper stealing stuff. Can we just not mention this to Djruthourhi?
Hey, I've got no evidence to prove that you are or are not a thief, so just so long as, you're not
I'm not a thief.
legally doing anything.
I'm not
long as you're
technically
not-
a thief anymore because I don't steal things. I'm technically a professional snoop.
A professional snoop. Sure, let's
you
go with
could
that.
say that as a private investigator.
But that sounds so like snotty. Snooping sounds so much more fun. I'm a private investigator. I'm a snoop.
That's just funny.
So, just
Yeah, I know. At that point, Travis is just pulling out a pipe and is just starting to pack in tobacco, or
Yeah.
whatever this world's equivalent is, and is just like, I'm gonna need a smoke break after this.
I'm gonna go head into the safe and collect some things.
Okay.
Thanks for helping.
Need a
No.
hand carrying anything?
No. I'm all no. I'm all good. It's my personal stuff. It's stuff I need to get for Kyrie. I might need to see if any Kaylin stuff that importantly, adventurous stuff for people who've been adventuring for a long time. We don't want people like looking into what we keep in our safe because like you're new, and I'm not saying because you're new, because you're like new in that way, but like I don't really want you going through our stuff.
Also,
Fair
there's
enough.
women's supplies in there.
And then I'm like scuttle out the door.
Okay.
Before he even gets the chance to push him out the door, he's already just walking out and is getting ready to light his pipe with prestidigitation.
Okay. So, with that said, I'm going to go back for a moment to Amber and Kyrie. While you guys were gathering up the healing supplies, which includes magical supplies that are used for healing as well, the two of you go through the vault and check through the stuff, as you do. And while checking through the scrolls you guys have on hand, I would like you both to roll Arcana
Initiative.
checks.
Okay.
Ooh, 24. Don't
Glad
worry,
I brought
Kyrie.
you, Amber.
I got us covered. Don't worry.
So, while going through the scrolls and looking for anything that might be useful for what you're searching for, Amber, you happen to come across one particular scroll that has a very neatly drawn up label from what was Vex's character name? I don't remember. But anyway, from the groundskeeper that looks after your guys' stuff. We'll add his name here in print on the editing part. We'll fix it in post. However, as you look at this scroll, you realize that the ancient draconic that's labeling the seal on the scroll is not the same as what a common label has been put on it.
Oh, okay. Well, what does the common label say?
Well, that would require you to use your skills as an archivist to figure it out. And Kyrie, give me a history check.
Okay. Oh God.
You
We're
remember
just doing great with the rolls tonight.
You remember finding the scroll. You just don't remember where you found the scroll at this point.
That tracks for me. I know I cleaned it up and I put it somewhere safe. But where was that safe spot?
It's always the safest spot that you put things, that you always lose it. And you wanted... Dang it, I can't find my thing that I had. I thought I had a thing.
Was it your
Give me investigation.
I know exactly where my arm is. Don't worry.
Belly of a beast.
19. That's good.
Or hanging above Djruthourhi's fireplace.
It's in a very safe location. Don't worry.
Djruthourhi's fireplace.
So, Amber, this is actually what was labeled as a scroll of protection from fiends.
Uh-huh.
Is actually kind of... The rough translation is to protect from the demon.
Oh. Does that specific phrasing mean anything to me? Just out of immediate knowledge?
It would have been an alias.
Oh, I'm so hoping you weren't going to tell me that. So I'm gonna kind of, I'm gonna hold the scroll. I'm gonna kind of tuck it in my elbow a little bit, and then kind of tap Kyrie. I don't mean to be rude to whoever redid your scrolls, but who relabeled your scrolls?
Should I do a history check to see if I know, or would I actually know that?
Well, no, you would actually know. Drax takes care of all your guys'
Okay.
stuff while you're gone.
Well, good thing we just knew, because
Yeah. Again, I would have had the
that would've
name in
been
post.
Drax.
Now we have the name. Now we have the name in current and in post.
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Well, so, and I kind of pass her the scroll, hold this, and then I point to the first label, the common label. So you see how this says protection from fiend?
Uh-huh.
And you see how there's a second label in a different language?
Yeah?
So whoever translated this was close-ish, but this is not protection from fiends. This is protection from the demon.
Oh.
To protect
Oh my
from
God.
the
Oh,
demon.
I'm sorry. It's to protect from the demon.
Oh goodness.
Mhm. And I'm not saying that they did a bad job. I can understand the translation. It's kind of when you have something that could be translated as slang as either for penis or something that's definitely not penis. The translations get weird. I get it.
Hmm. So maybe we.
This would be a good scroll to take with us.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I wonder if it would be worth. I don't know if we should take all of them and just recategorize them in our off time.
I mean, that was my profession was
Fuck it, let's do it.
was managing and handling scrolls. I will happily recategorize and resort these if you want me to.
Please. That would be absolutely amazing. And who knows, we may actually need that, whatever they are.
There's some interesting languages I've picked up in my studies. So you know what? It could come in handy, and and then we could find more things like this. Because if you tried to use this against a fiend, this wouldn't work.
Yeah, that would really suck.
Are there any other scrolls, Dumey, that I can notice that have the ancient draconic labels on them?
Give me an investigation check.
Oop, ignore that one.
No, that's the only one that you notice. And Amber, as an archivist, and with that high roll that you've made with the Arcana, not only is this not labeled correctly, it's also not a magic scroll. But you may keep that information to yourself to investigate later or not.
I'm definitely going to keep that to myself because that's something I'm going to want to investigate before I bring it to the group, so I don't, actually cause panic.
Okay. So taking that one with you, just make sure you put that scroll into your inventory.
Sweet.
Okay. So with Garganoth and Galloy returning back to the stronghold with their catch, with Travis and Saren having completed their task with the maps, Malagos and Hawks having gathered the crew, Mia having overseen most of it, with Remy aiding in that endeavor, and Kyrie and Amber having gathered all of the healing supplies that they would need and can spare at the stronghold currently. It is late in the evening before you hear the familiar to many of you, sound of the dinner bell, as the staff of your stronghold has set out a fairly hearty meal outside to help feed you all and as well as the still gathered townsfolk. With the dinner commencing, everyone is taking a moment to heal, to converse, and to kind of absorb everything that's happened here, leaving our group of heroes at their own table to discuss whatever they might discuss.
How did supply gathering go? Because I'm going to bring out like a rough map, like one of the maps, and be like, if you guys need more supplies and it's something we can't get here, this city, New Haven, is going to be our first stop. In theory, we should only be making 1 or 2 stops on this trip.
We got 4 chickens, which means we will get 4 eggs a day.
4 to 6, depending on the chicken.
Hmm.
Leave it to Galloy not to know the difference between a hen and a rooster.
So hens can lay between 2 and 3 eggs a day, sometimes even 4.
How does Sarah know this?
She was
lived
a
in the I don't
maid.
know.
Oh, you were a maid.
I was a maid for a period of. I'm gonna say I worked during the 2-week break, during our 2-year break.
That's the
Intriguing.
diplomatic way to put it.
I was working.
Continue. Sorry.
So the only other stop we should be taking on this trip is in Spirit's Port. We need to avoid Aurum Alba because Travis was saying there's quite a large military capital presence there. And we want to stop in Spirit's Port.
But if we go through these waters, we will be entering the territory of the sea gods. They will not like us.
Ox? What do you mean? What do you mean sea gods? Isn't all the sea gods?
This is what they call themselves. Are they still a thing?
Okay, so we'll stay relatively close to the coast, but not close enough for anyone in Aurum Alba.
Please
Or-
remember, my information is 5,000 years out of date.
Yeah, but like all myths come from some sort of truth.
Hey, Dumey, would there be a check I could roll to see if I know what the hell he's talking about? Since, Bard, we kind of keep old tales around.
I mean, you could roll a history check. That's probably a little farther back than. I mean, roll a history check. We'll see what happens.
Nope.
As far as you're concerned, that's the subject of songs and poems in dusty old books.
So, our goal to get down to that Flumen sort of cove area, we want to avoid any ports that have big crime family operations in them. So that basically knocks out a Stillabore. We want to avoid anywhere that has large capital presence. So we need to go to the free ports, which is Water's Breath, which is a little closer to a Stillabore than I'd like, and Spirit's Port, which is a little close to Parnast, but it should be fine.
I feel obligated to have Mia and Remy point out here as Saren is talking that Thopham is where they have a home and Remy has a school there. And they would
above Oranaldo.
They would probably feel that it would be a safe place to stop.
Okay.
But I feel they would probably suggest that at some point.
Yeah. If we have to, we can stop there, but the less stop we make, the faster we're going to be able to get down there.
Ask 'em.
You didn't let us know how our munitions were.
Nobody asked while you were
There
on the
is that.
ship.
True. We'll check that tomorrow, and if we need to make a stop, we'll make a stop.
I mean, we've got loads of gunpowder. We'll be fine.
We can't let Amber near those rooms, though. Or that room.
Hell no. No offense.
I was the one that's first suggested.
I'll
we
also
not
be
go
making
near
sure
those
to take my
rooms.
smoke breaks on the deck.
Sorry, Amber, say that again.
Smoking is bad for organics' health. It creates lung decay.
It also steadies my hands.
All right, hold on. Let Amber. I didn't hear what Amber had said.
When Saren had said no offense, I would have replied, I was the original one who suggested I not go anywhere near that. You're just reinforcing my decision.
Okay.
Also, Travis, if you have a spare pipe, I might take you up on a hit.
I don't have a spare on me, but I could try whittling a little bit. And a
I
hot.
have a silver pipe.
And
I do
a
have a
few
silver
years.
pipe. I'm gonna take a silver pipe out of my pocket and give it to him and be like, you can keep it. I've never used it.
I
Silver
nodded,
pipe?
thanks.
Do we remember where the silver pipe came from?
I got no clue.
Okay. Just
I
check.
believe it was a knick-knack that was loot.
No,
Okay.
I picked it up from the dragon I tried to pet.
Is it that long ago?
It's been that
Yeah,
long.
It's that long ago. You're right.
I nicked it from the
Anyway.
silver dragon because I went, screw you, you burnt all of my clothes, I'm going to take something of yours. But I was too scared to steal anything more valuable.
Anyway, seeing as Amber only has the one hand, Travis takes some of his own supply of tobacco and just kind of stuffs it for her.
I nod in thanks again, and then I carefully stow the pipe.
Travis. Does that mean you're smoking the pipe?
I'm smoking my own pipe.
Oh, you gave the other one to Amber?
Saren gave me a silver pipe. Travis
Oh.
only has the one.
Are you smoking the silver pipe?
Not right now.
Okay,
No.
just checking. Just checking. Just checking.
No, I've got a wooden pipe.
Okay, so just one pipe going off with the wooden pipe. Okay.
Is there something wrong with the silver pipe?
No, I'm just asking.
We'll find out later.
Calm down.
Galloy would, in a lull in the conversation, say, which of you can read Dwarven and has the steadiest hands?
Hold on, let me check.
Is Garganoth there?
Yeah, everybody's there,
well.
Car.
Oh. Well, I can certainly read it. As for steady hands, well, back in my day, yeah, let me take a look.
There is a hatch on the back of my neck. I need you to remove a chip the furthest to the right, so that I can self-modify as what's requested by Mia.
Furthest to the right, you say?
I have steady hands if you need a hand, Gar.
Okay, Garganoth is going to check first if he has any, like a flat tool. Does it look like it would require sort of like a small flat tool, like...
I hand the tool from my Tinker's kit. So,
Okay, Garganoth takes a moment to inspect and familiarize himself with the tool and realizes it's a very simple tool and that he's just got to have a steady hand. And he's gonna go for it. What he's gonna do is Garganoth is going to lift his left leg and plant it on your back while also holding your shoulder in place, and then he's gonna fiddle with the tool.
That would be a normal dexterity check, and because it's a part of a tinker's tool, you cannot use your proficiency bonus. Didn't need it. You achieve whatever it was that you were trying to achieve.
A small golden chip engraved with a dwarvish rune is now in your hands.
And what do I do with this, Galloy?
I need to engrave each of your legal names on it.
Oh, okay. May I ask why?
Milana requested that I make an exception for my morality code for this group.
Oh. Oh, okay then. Well, here you go, and I suppose we'll get that going. Galloy,
Yes.
did she give any reason why she wanted to do that?
She said that I could not be a problem towards the group being and enforce my morals upon others.
Interesting.
Good enough reason.
Well, all right then, here you go. Garganoth hands the chip with the glyph.
I'm going to, with my Tinker's tools, very carefully start engraving on the chip.
Okay. We'll check back on that in a few moments. As you guys are eating and talking Mia would begin to check up on everybody's progress. Malagos, how are we on crew?
I got 13 of them to join us. So with the
And-
rest of us, that's 23?
And Hawks, are they going to be able to sail the ship properly, or are we taking on a bunch of amateurs?
How would there be a way for Hawks to try and evaluate their skills, or is there?
Insight.
Oh, goody. 21.
Ooh.
Okay. Hawks would be confident that most of the ones that you guys hired are people who have been on a ship before, just by the way they carry themselves. Only 2 or 3 are, as Mia had put it, amateurs.
I relay this to the group, to Malagos. With a lot of the ones that know what they're doing, it probably won't be difficult to get the ones that don't know what they're doing to know what they're doing.
We'll be sailing for plenty of time, so I'm sure they'll pick it up quick.
And if not, it's always menial chores to do.
Mia would then look over to Garganoth and Galloy, as Galloy was tinkering with the piece of himself. Supplies?
They have gone well. We have stocked all of the chickens.
And potatoes and stuff and things.
And
will definitely be
approximately
breakfast.
14 years worth of motor oil.
Yes, that too.
Okay. Kyrie.
We still
and-
need to check on munitions.
Very good. Yes, we should probably do that as soon as we get to the ship tomorrow morning. Kyrie and Amber, how are we looking on keeping everybody healthy?
We grabbed some of the supplies, healing supplies from the stronghold, but left some so that people weren't out of luck. But we did grab some stuff to make supplies if needed as well. And Amber found some stuff too.
I found out that whoever relabeled your scrolls needs to brush up on their ancient draconic a little bit, but nothing seems to be too egregious. I have a couple I need to investigate further before making any decisions about if they're dangerous or not, but that can be done in time.
All right. Very well. That sounds like a good plan, personally. How many days do we need to, between you and Galloy and Garganoth, do we need to stop anywhere to get anything specifically, or are we good for a while?
It wouldn't hurt to stop to get more supplies, but we may be okay.
We did run up on a lack of barrels in town. They must have been specifically targeted by the enemy. Enemy.
Okay. That brings.
Galloway, are you all right?
I have a piece of my brain in my hand.
Well, we've gotten
Fair
used
enough.
to it in the last day and a half. With the idea of stopping, Saren, Travis, where does that put us?
Looking at about 26 days. If all
26
goes
days.
well, to
Okay.
Franz Flumen. So if everything goes well, we make minimal stops. We stop like for a morning to load up in a city and then we leave. 27 days.
Okay, and
When?
if needed, when can we stop at? What's the first port we can stop at?
Spirit's Port.
When Arethel and I were flying in, we saw a settlement to the north. Is that not an option?
Orem Alba.
No, smaller and further north than Valley's Rest, slightly inland.
Nehoth.
Ehoth?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
don't
we've
wanna-
got it as a tentative maybe,
if there's
depending
anything
on how
urgently needed.
supplies are. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds like everyone had a productive day then.
We caught chickens.
We sure did.
Very, very good, Galloy and Garganoth. Well, what I would say is enjoy tonight. Try not to do anything that's going to give you a hangover in the morning. And we'll set the wagons out about an hour before daylight.
Roger, roger, roger.
All right.
Travis would just kind of give Galloway a side eye, then casual salute.
Have people started signing Galloway's little engravy thing?
I would really prefer you just tell me it. I don't really want anyone engraving something that isn't accurate or really touching this. It's very delicate.
Yeah, no, if what you said is true, and that's a tiny piece of your brain, I don't blame you.
It is also irreplaceable. Legal names, please.
Probably so. Travis Hawken.
I start etching.
I'll see you later. Galloway, about legal names? I'll catch you later tonight.
How long?
You don't sleep. I'll catch you later.
Does everyone give their accurate legal name?
Maybe.
I mean,
Well-
everyone technically knows Malagosta. She's just gonna give you her first name.
Kyrie is aware of her, what she believes is her legal name now.
Yeah, but she's still gonna go by Kyrie.
Amber, honestly, Amber probably wouldn't. Just without trying to get more information from Galloy.
What information do you wish to know?
Why exactly do you want my name?
Milana requested that this team be exempt from my morality index.
Right.
This is my exemption chip. It is where I can make exceptions to the rule.
Right. But, and pardon me if this comes across as offensive. You're from the Feywild, right?
No, I am from what you would consider the past. My influences are fell in nature, if that is what you are requesting.
You've referred to I've heard you refer to a queen once or twice, and I don't go around giving out my name very often, so I just need to make sure this isn't going to be used on anything except your exemption chip.
You have my word. This is only relating to exempting those of Light's Gambit from my morality index.
If something goes wrong with this metal man, I'm melting you down for scrap. And I give him my name.
Thank you.
Do you speak it or write it?
I would write it down.
Okay. Just check.
Pass him that slip of paper.
Oh, can I try so hard to snoop on that piece of paper?
Oh,
I
That
thought
would
you
be
want...
draconic, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, it would probably be written in ancient Draconic. But honestly, if Galloy just copies the ancient draconic letters, it should still work properly, even if he doesn't know what it says. But yeah, Saren, I mean, if you want to try and do a perception check.
That was Saren's perception.
That's a shit perception roll. That's terrible. Awful.
Let's see if I can.
It's also probably really shitty handwriting too.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
my-
don't
it's
think
my
Saren
non-dominant
can't read ancient draconic. It doesn't matter if she can read it or not. She's just curious.
Looks over shoulder. Damn it.
Looks at shoulder. Damn, I can't read it. Ah, well.
You know, if she looked over
I?
the shoulder and remembered how to spell it, she could probably ask other people.
Ooh, this might work.
Mhm.
Hold on. I might
Yeah,
be able
but
to
she
show.
doesn't want to admit to snooping. Because Malagos told her snooping was bad.
Yes, I can actually. Okay, hold on. I can give you exactly what it looks like, Sarah, and it'll be up to you what to do with it.
Oh wait, I can read it. I have Eyes of the Runekeeper.
There's what you would see.
Oh.
Saren's gonna look at it, try to memorize it so she can go to a dictionary later, but she just looks confused.
The language of my old enemy. It is good to see it again.
Yes, I have all kinds of little gadgets and translators that you guys don't know about.
I think Mia
God.
would look over to Galloy and say, as someone who is from the Feywild and has been taught to never give their name, I will decline and you can deal with me on a case-by-case basis.
If you are careful enough, you can engrave it. I will not know it, but you will be exempt.
I will decline. I don't understand your technology and I don't give my name freely. But I appreciate you at least asking.
Just like purple eyes staring at you.
Can I help you?
It's rude to stay, Galloy.
Sunset is coming.
Oh, sunset's already there.
Going over the route again, sorry. Is this the fastest?
Did we
Yes.
decide on the fastest, or was this the safest?
I'm pretty sure this was
This
the
is the
fastest.
fastest?
Because the only other way to do it is
Alright.
to take the convoluted river systems, which end and twist and turn and stuff like that.
Quite possibly has you carrying your boat over mountain ranges.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fastest would require staying closer to coast. Safer would be staying away from the coast, so you possibly couldn't be spotted by ground troops, since you are being looked for by the Imperial Guard and all that. So,
Hold on. I would like to point out, they do not know we have a ship yet.
May I suggest something kind of wacky?
Let's hear it. I'm curious.
Let us fly the banner of a foreign kingdom.
One of those somewhere, maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Preferably one who is not at war.
No.
Hawks would speak up and say there's plenty of ships at the bottom of the cove. We might be able to find a banner down there.
Could that not get us in trouble with the capital for being too close to their waters without, like, warning?
Not if we fly an embassic flag.
That's a good idea, but we won't fly it around the sketchy ports because that will draw unnecessary attention. But that's a very good idea, Hawks.
Well, Travis, somebody else had the idea. I just know where there might be flags. All hail mighty Ixon. Figured I had to since I was doing it.
Saren.
Gotta get
Yeah,
into
no,
the
it's-
discussion.
Now is not later. Later is when everyone else is gone.
Understood.
If there's anything else that Mia needs to have her team accomplish, with dinner having been served and the sun down and the locals going off to prepare themselves for a good evening's rest, it is up to Light's Gambit what happens at this point.
Do we have enough weaponry to outfit our new crew?
In the safe, for sure, we have enough weapons. That place is loaded.
The
I'd like to get
blacksmith
back
had
to that
stocks,
one.
did he not? Can we pay for them?
Can you say that again?
The blacksmith had stocks, didn't he? Can we pay for them?
I'm sure. I would have. If I would have been here, I would have suggested this earlier in the day.
Okay, we're gonna back up a little bit and hold on, let me roll dice. 3. Okay. Well, since Mia's here, we'll let Mia, give me your pitch to the blacksmith whose shop is halfway destroyed about letting the Light's Gambit purchase his stock of weaponry. Go.
Do I know the blacksmith? I mean, I, being like a weapons expert, probably would have seen him for maintenance, maybe.
I believe the blacksmith was the
Lillywits.
right.
She
Yes,
She made
The
Lyria's
dagger.
daggers.
yep, Lillywits. So yes. Hi.
Nice to see you again, Lillywits. How are you faring in these times?
Well, I don't have no down scratch. Ugh.
When did Scratch get here?
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, Kobold.
Well,
Lillywit, what scaly skin you have?
well, with the shop being halfway destroyed and no customers recently and everything else going on, I'm not in the best of sorts, but we're alive, thanks to y'all.
I have a proposition, more or less a favor or a request, but we can pay. I need
Sure.
to take stock. I need a lot of stock. We're taking several.
13 people.
13. Baker's dozen of the town people with us on a quest, and as they are not typical adventurers, we need to give them at least a starter pack of how to defend themselves and things to use.
Oh, so you're gonna need things like leather armor and, well, some light leather armor and probably a few swords and maybe some hand crossbows. You'll have a ship.
Daggers.
Would also be good.
We have commandeered a vessel.
I do have some cannonballs in stock as well. But of course, it's probably all covered in rubble by now.
If I provide labor to dig through the rubble, will you provide a discount?
25% off.
That's fair.
Oh, okay. She seems kind of proud of herself.
I'm not gonna haggle and kick her when she's down.
Well, the full kit for 13 people plus cannonballs, and she kind of kneels down, doesn't have to go far, and picks up a stick and starts drawing in the dirt, doing some math. To carry. 30. Call it about 96 gold.
Call it an even 100.
Okay. Yeah, even 100. Daggers, swords, a few small shields, some leather equipment for novice adventurers, and whatever cannonballs you can pull up out of the cellar.
Okay. I'm going to send the group to you so you can outfit them with what you think is best for their skill level and body type.
Oh, so you need me to go with you back into town.
No, I'll send them to you.
But all the stuff's in town.
Sure.
I'm confused.
I'm confused. Am I not at the shop?
No, all the townsfolk are at the stronghold. Because the town's in shambles, remember?
Oh, Lillywitz, okay, is at our
Yeah.
stronghold. Okay. Well, if you don't want to go, we could gather the inventory ourselves if you trust us.
I guess for the little bit of extra gold you're chipping in, the least I can do is go out there with you.
I would greatly appreciate it.
Persuasion check. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's in agreement. She will head out with you guys when you head that way before first light.
Yeah, I'll have Malagos and Hawks point out who we're taking with us so I can gather them, introduce them to Lillywitz, and explain what they need to do.
Okay. And that way she'll have an idea when you guys get there and save you some time. Makes sense.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay, back fast forwarding to the day. Back to the evening, sitting around the table. As Mia explains to everyone how she had a talk with Ibiwitz.
It was such excellent excellent negotiation of you to get us a 25% discount. That is almost a quarter.
It is a quarter.
Yes, almost a quarter.
Right. Does anyone here think they have a gap in supplies?
Let's see, we have potatoes, bacon, grain. We will need to constantly top up water using our magical abilities because we figured out that to carry the amount of water that we would need is almost the entire capacity of the cargo hold.
Do we have citrus?
Why would we need citrus?
Because humanoids can get something called scurvy. Awful. And the best way to combat it is citrus. Vitamins, specifically in citrus.
We have carrots.
And that's why Mia is the captain.
I know a cleric who would definitely be able to get us some citrus on some very short notice.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I would rather use an appetizer as a way to combat scurvy than continuously need our cleric to heal people.
Do we have any citrus in the town?
Oh, it being a busy port town, I'm sure there's somebody who has citrus. There's probably barrels or crates full of some kind of citrus fruit still on the dock.
We will search the supplies and leave reparations if we take it.
There's a merchant who's a Goliath. He specializes in extraplanar citrus fruits.
Oh, the giant folk have left their hovel in the mountain. They have joined the rest of society.
How old did you say you were again, Galloway?
I believe that I went offline approximately 7,000 years ago. Perhaps 5,400.
Here I was thinking my grandmother had lived a long time.
I was only alive for 612 years of that.
At which point, Travis just kind of turns his head and looks at Galloway before looking back at his pipe. Wonder if I'm gonna have enough tobacco for myself.
I'll help you buy more when we need it.
Mia looks around and just, for most of us, some newbies, exempt. This isn't our first foray into something that could be potentially deadly. I won't tell you you have to go to sleep right away, but we're seasoned, so I would say we probably don't need a rowdy party prior to leaving in the morning. So I will bid you all an early good night. I'm going to retire to my quarters. Please, if you need me, don't feel obligated to wait till the morning to knock on my door. Side-eye towards Saren, but please knock on my door instead of letting yourself in.
Indeed. If you are needed, where are your 26%?
What?
You mean like the bed?
I get it.
Yeah, that's not a quarter,
Quarters.
but okay.
That was good. That was
That's
good.
terrible.
Don't concur.
Love it.
Garganoth and I are on the same level.
That was a callback and a pun.
Yeah, it was.
I can show you where everyone's rooms are.
Thank you.
Good night, Mia. It's good to have you back.
What? Mia looks taken aback, and then she smiles a little bit. Maybe lets out a tear. Thank you, Garth. Let's not get ourselves killed. All right, farewell. Good night. Everyone sleep well. And I march upstairs.
All right. Is there anything else that anyone needs to do before everyone takes their long rest?
Yes, I want to go into the safe. And I need
Assuming-
to talk to Galloway.
I would follow Saren into the safe. Is now later.
Let's do these
now
two
it's
and then
late.
we'll get you, Garganoth.
Oh, sorry, Garganoth, I cut you off.
No, I was
you
just
do
going to
first.
say, as long as we have the citrus, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. And I'm gonna shut the door of the safe and lock it.
I understand. My apologies, civilian. I do not possess those organs.
I haven't used my real name in 40 years.
Okay.
What I need you to do, is there any way you can erase your memory of me telling you, but it's still on that chip?
Depends. The name you use now, is it used on legal documentation of your travels?
I'm trying to work out if there's a way that if you were ever captured and tortured, that they could find out my real name.
No one can crack my databanks.
Are you sure?
I am positive.
Okay. If I give you my real name, you do not tell a soul. As far as you are concerned, my legal real name is Seren. Do you understand?
Does this involve crime?
Not exactly. I haven't used my legal name since I was 8 years old.
Does this mean you need protection?
No, it just means I need you to pretend that my legal name is Seren, and on that chip, the name is Seren. Even if it's not. I need you to... No one's ever going to ask, but I need you to never use the real name I'm going to give you, and you will call me Seren. Like a nickname.
Your preferred preference for your name is Seren.
Yes. You will always address me as Seren.
Understood.
Are we clear? If I die on my gravestone, it will be written Seren.
You will have a gravestone?
Probably not. The point I'm making is when I die, when people said who dies, you will say Seren.
Understood.
And then I'm going to whisper to Galloway my real name.
Okay.
It's just...
Do you want me to tell Galloway out loud?
No, it's fine. It's something you can keep. I know what it is.
Okay. So, exempt. The only people who didn't give their name, Mia and...
Jace.
We'll have to find out if Jason did or not. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And in the safe, Dumey, I am taking the stone with me because I think the Imperial Guards are going to try to break into the safe.
Okay. That makes sense. Add that to your inventory.
That is a small bag.
Out.
It looks heavy.
Out. Out, or I dump you in the ocean in the morning. Out.
I would be fine.
Out.
You did not say please.
Now.
That is not please.
Now. I will cut you up and put salt in your gears.
You cannot... Salt. I leave. Garganoth.
Knocks on Garganoth's door.
Yes?
The rogue was mean to me.
Seren was shouting, and also, can you put this back in so that I can go back to normal, please?
Yeah, sure thing. Can I,
Wait, did
Do
you
I
wash
need
your
any-
hands after dinner?
what do we have for dinner?
Red beans and rice with pork sausage.
Do we have utensils?
Of course.
I was very careful, Galloway. They're as clean as ever.
I trust you. I hand back the chip that now has the names engraved on it.
Garganoth double checks his hands to make sure. And then he grabs the chip and very gently tries to slide it back in. And then at one point, he says, "Oh, just kidding." And then he slides it back in.
Did you just bump my comedy index?
Dexterity check.
Dex check. 1 sec.
Okay, yeah. It's fine.
That's 17 again.
Well done.
That is better.
What are hush puppies? Aren't they shoes?
They're like balls of bread dough that are deep fried.
They're deep fried balls of like cornbread deliciousness.
So they're like
savory donut.
They're like corn dogs without the dog.
No.
It's a different kind of cornbread.
That's going to have to be discussion for after game because it's going to take up way too much time for me to try to explain like traditional Southern Louisiana hush puppies.
So as Galloy turns around, his eyes kind of are flashing blue and purple. This always feels weird. And then a different voice comes out. Would you like to restore factory settings?
You'll do all right, Galloy.
Thank you. You are a good friend. No one ever told me when I could deactivate.
Do you need me to check anything back there, just to double check?
The flashing is now just a blue in one eye.
Hey Galloy, why don't I take another look, just to be safe?
Is it flashing blue?
No, but there's only one blue light.
Oh, it's just trying to connect back to the Bluetooth.
All right then. Well, I'll leave you to it. And he gently claps Galloy on the shoulder and wishes him a good night.
Good night. I walk outside and I just sit on the ground.
Would you like a pillow, Galloway?
I am okay. I shall watch over.
Right.
All right, is there anybody else who wants to do anything before bed? Or are we good to take the long rest?
Mia is going to write up a note for June
Oh,
and wrap it around one of the like random feet, like spears that she has in one of her chests.
you do notice that the spears are a little less organized than how you left them?
Yeah. So yeah, I leave a note for June, and I pull out spare bedding and stuff and get it ready to change in the morning, so because I told her she could have our space. And I know that Jason keeps random spare like notebooks and stuff everywhere, so I pull one of those out and a feather quill. And then on the note I say, we've left an adventurer's journal for you to keep track of your adventure while we're gone, so you don't forget a single thing to tell me.
Okay. You can
and
type
then
all that out
so I
and
get
send
that
it to me later.
Yeah. So I just get all that set up. I sit up for a while, probably just either waiting to see if anyone needs me or Jason needs to talk or anything before I actually settle down for bed. So the lamp is lit for a while after I've gone up to my room.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm assuming someone has shown Travis a room he can sleep in at some point since,
Yeah.
There's a parlor with a
Okay,
couch.
cool. Then. I mean, he slept in worse conditions, so.
Exactly.
Mia would have assumed either that you had brought your own accommodations like a tent or you had linked up with someone.
I mean, Amber has a tent that has plenty of space, so I would probably set my tent up and then offer to Travis, seeing him cozying down on the parlor couch. Would you like to share my tent for the night? I promise you it's roomier than it looks.
Ooh la la.
That's
Sure.
what I was going to say.
Sure. I've got my own bedroll too, so.
You're not going to need it. Follow me. And so I take him outside and I hold the tent flap open and gesture him in.
Okay.
And
Travis walks in.
He would definitely hear Amber mumble that I'm never going to hear the end of this from Mia.
Nah.
Okay.
Would you like to describe the tent, or do you want me to describe it?
You can describe it. That's fine.
So, Travis, walking outside, you would have seen a tent that looks like it's only about 5 feet by about 5 feet long and, wide and tall. And then when you step inside, it's about 25 feet by about 25 feet with enough beds for, I think it was 8 medium-sized creatures and a small camp cooking fire in the middle with a fire pit with a smoke hole.
Travis kind of stops entrance, just blinks once, and is like, "All right, more magic stuff. Stuff that I don't entirely understand, but gift horse, oral cavities, not looking."
Would you prefer
And then pick the
part of
bed.
couch?
I mean, would have hardly been the most uncomfortable situation I have been in as far as, sleeping arrangements, but I do appreciate it. With that, he gives a small bow of his head towards Amber and just heads off to one of the beds.
I return the gesture and pick a bed, on the opposite side, further away from him.
Okay. All right. And if there are no other tasks that need to be done, as things settle down in the Lights Gambit grounds, you all receive the effects of a long rest.
Thank God.
So you may all hit that button on your character sheet. However,
Don't you,
Oh,
however,
boy.
me.
I'm not.
those
need
of
sleep.
you
Oh boy.
those of you who sleep, who of you sleeps?
Melon goes
Garganoth.
to a
Travis.
shift with somebody.
Amber, let me check with Hawks.
Darren would have slept, but she would have locked down her room because she's paranoid.
Well, elves don't sleep, they meditate.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Paranoid nonetheless.
Are
So,
Sarah and Malago sharing a room again?
Probably.
you all have your own rooms, don't you?
Oh, that's right. We're at the. Well, did we ever give Malagos a room? I don't know if we did.
Well, I think if you look at the map, I think they do share a room.
Yeah, no. Either we didn't share a room or one of us felt uncomfortable not sharing a room with someone and crept into the other person's room.
Anyone on...
I can
Does
believe that.
Garganoth sleep on the second floor? Or the first?
I see Kaylin and Kyrie and Mia and Jason's rooms marked. I don't see anyone else's room marked.
I don't think my room was ever. We'll claim that room. That one can be our room.
This
Okay.
one?
But anyway.
Yep.
All of you who sleep and not meditate, give me a wisdom save. Amber, you have disadvantage.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Wait, hold on. What are we rolling again? Oh,
Wisdom
wisdom
save.
That's
Travis,
just
that's a
I get a
wisdom
plus.
roll. I need a save.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
oh, guys.
None of you
Please
are
say
doing
me.
very well.
Kyrie's doing
Kyrie.
excellent.
Oh boy.
Kyrie's doing amazing.
True.
Kyrie has the best night's sleep of her life.
Okay. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
God damn it.
Damn it.
Anyone on the same floor as Garganoth would have heard a mechanical approximation of a snore. It would be like...
I have screenshotted the saves, so don't try and scroll the text to get rid of them. All right. That's where we will end tonight, on that little bit of intrigue. And I will just close this out because it is getting late by saying there are 20 sides to every story, everyone. And I want to thank you for watching. Roll for yours. Have a good night, guys.